on the level. Keep it on the level. I'm climbing up the.
Okay, yeah. So let's kind of start there while you're in queue.
Mhm.
So I can look up your account as well, but give me a little bit of a background about your experience playing League. Let's see what rank you are now. You're unranked. You finished gold last season. Oh wait, you've been playing this game for a while, I see.
I've been playing for a good while. I
Okay.
peaked at my diamond promos back in season 8, pretty much doing solo Shen support. I kind of got to the realization where if I'm gonna play solo queue and it's kind of hard to find a duo partner, I think it's a good idea to at least try to impact the map a little bit more and help the laners that are struggling. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna go with Shen, so I can teleport top, teleport mid, and kind of help around. I'm a big roamer when it comes to Alistar. I'm trying to one trick it this season.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I can definitely play other things. I played a lot of Shen in season 8. Nautilus was probably my most played in 9 and 10. As you can probably see from my op.gg, I did not play a lot of ranked in season 9, 10, and 11, mainly due to the struggles of solo queue in a gold and plat elo when I feel like things are really a coin flip right now. 50% of the other team is going to be Smurfs, and sometimes you'll get the Smurfs, sometimes they'll get the Smurfs, and it always happens in gold and plat elo, and it's been a lot harder to climb as a support who primarily plays tank supports. So I've kind of been struggling with that, and I've just decided I don't want to do ranked unless I have a duo. And that's kind of the mentality I'm trying to get out of. I'm trying to go a lot harder this season.
Mm-hmm.
So even though it says I finished gold 1 and last season, I like to think that I'm at least high diamond material. I'm trying to get better than that, but it's been a struggle. But I think I've got some good possible duo partners coming in, and I'm trying to go a lot harder this season than I did last.
Okay.
But yeah, that's pretty much my background. I did start as a jungler initially for the first few seasons, and then I just switched over to support. I just like the whole support style. I get to help out multiple lanes instead of just one. I'm like the backup jungler. And
Okay.
Rakan's, I'm a big fan of Rakan, which I see you are as well.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't played it as much. I think there are, other champions. Just basically, like you said in the stream a little bit earlier, Rakan isn't necessarily top tier. He's like above average, but he's not like the best support out there right now. So
Yeah. Okay.
that's
So
kind of what my
yeah,
thought process was.
that's a really good summary rundown of where your head is, your thoughts are about the game. And then you mentioned that you peaked diamond promos, so I'm assuming high diamond is your goal for the end of the season.
Yeah, high
Okay.
diamond, probably face you in challenger and whoop you and make you regret coaching me because I'm gonna make you lose all those games in a row.
I'd
My
I'd
apologies in
love to see it, dude.
advance.
I would love to see it. That'd be fun. So just from looking at your op.gg and from the short conversation that we've had so far, a couple main things I'll point out to you is just playing the game more. You can't climb unless you're playing a lot of games. I don't know if you're familiar, but there's a streamer called Skara who said a long time ago, this was years ago. I was watching his stream and he said you can't ever complain about your rank until you've played 2,000 games in a single season. And I was like, that's absurd. I'll never play 2,000 games in a season. And then in season 7, I believe it was, I played 2,000 games, and that was the first season I hit Challenger. And it really just goes to show off, practice is all, like, practice makes perfect. Especially a game like League of Legends where there's so many factors that go into it. You're constantly improving. Just practice. That's the main thing. And especially if you're trying to climb, you're going to have to play the game a lot. As far as, not playing unless you're with the duo, a lot of people don't know this, but when you play with a duo partner, you actually increase the MMR of the game that you're playing in. In other words, you'll be matched against harder players. So it's only good to duo if you know that playing as a duo is going to benefit you. But if you are trying to play a lot of games, it might be difficult unless you have somebody that's also going to play the game a lot with you. So here you're locking in Alistar because you said you were looking to one trick the champion. I recommend a champion pool of 2 to 3 champions, just in case.
Which I have.
Okay.
Which I have for sure.
Yeah, and then that just helps so that you don't get counterpicked, or if they take your Alistar, or they ban your champion, or whatnot. And lucky for you, you like roaming a lot. You like being a second jungler, as you said. And that's kind of the meta this season. Engaged supports are really big. I know you play a little bit of Nautilus. Leona's one of the easiest champions to play. In my opinion, when it comes to engage supports, Aoki's actually in my chat right now, so if you have any questions or need any help about Leona, I'll point you in his direction. He's a much better Leona player than I am, so if you want to learn Leona, go to him. I can help you out a little bit, but he's going to help you out a lot more. Alistar will be good, so Alistar in your kit is good. Nautilus is good. Picking up Leona would be good. You mentioned Rakan. Rakan would be really good. Here, Alistar, I think, is an okay blind pick. Actually, you picked it into them, did you not?
Yeah, I was. They picked Draven Karma, and I went right into
Okay.
Alistar.
So
I knew
I
they were going
actually.
Draven Karma.
So this is the thing. I don't think Alistar is good into Draven Karma, but at the same time, you have a Jinx on your team. And Jinx is a scaling ADC who sucks in the lane phase. It doesn't matter how good of a support you play, like an early game support, you're still going to lose lane against Draven Karma with the Jinx. So
Correct,
I'm
and
not.
that's kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go ahead.
sorry to interrupt.
No.
That's kind of what I was gonna in the previous game that I was gonna have you spectate before we decided to do the live game. There, it was we were going against another range matchup, except it was Vel'Koz and not Karma. So I know there's going to be lanes where I'm not going to have much of a choice and I'm going to get counted out, where the lane's not going to go as well. And that's kind of what I'm trying to get better at. So I think this is a great example going up against the Karma, because that's probably one that I'd struggle up against. That's probably one of my struggles. Anything range that's going to have a lot of poke before jungle ganks come in, it's going to be kind of rough. That's kind of what I get a little bit better at.
Yeah, so one way to look at the matchups where it's engaged versus a poke is if you allow the poke champion to poke you down before you engage, they're going to win the matchup because they slowly, do damage, a little bit more damage, a little bit more damage, and then you're out of the lane. But if you can engage on them before they're able to poke you down, you're typically able to win. Unfortunately, here you're with the Jinx, so even if you engage before they poke, you'll probably lose the fights anyways. Your main goal this game is going to be to pretty much just chill. You're looking to scale up, roam when you can. Again, your Jinx is going to be in a rough lane. Also, you want to walk.
I'm not sure what I was going to ask you that. If you prefer, I should walk up here or if I should walk down here.
So right here is where you should
Lee
be.
watching this one.
Yeah, right here is where you should be. And it's not necessarily in that bush. It's more or less where Lee Sin is. You're just watching like the opening here. In case the enemy team wants to invade or do anything cheesy, and your Jinx should actually be the one in Tri-Bush. So this is called just like your standard 5-point start, where everybody is watching all the different openings. Everybody on your team is currently in the right position, or actually kind of in the right position. Jinx is bot, but she should be in Tri-Bush, so a little bit up.
Exactly, and that's why I was walking over there initially, because she wasn't pathing correctly, and I'm a little concerned now because we don't know if they could be coming around here. We don't know.
Yeah, actually, press tab for me real quick. Let's see who's on their team. So Shaco's probably just going to want to start boxes. I wouldn't expect any kind of invade here. But yeah, 5-point, you would be standing there. Jinx and Tri-Bush. Your mid laner stands mid. Your Gragas is where he is. And then that last opening topside is where your Lee Sin would go.
Gotcha. Now tell me what you think about using an ability here at Red Buff. Do you recommend using my Q? Or do you recommend saving the mana? Because Alistar has some pretty high mana cost early, and for the past week, I've been avoiding using my Q here. Just because I don't think I need to.
Yeah,
so it does a little bit more damage.
The way I look at it, if my jungler has a pretty bad clear and they need the help, then I give it to them. If they don't need the help, I don't give it to them. Gotcha. Here, you want to try to get relics on the first wave if you can, but if they zone you, then you just have to back off. You can give that one too. So the thing is you typically want to try to proc relic on second wave, but it's easier for a ranged champion to bully you on second wave. So you want to try to get off first wave if you can. If you can't, no big deal. You should just be hanging back here and then healing with, whenever you can. Try to hang out behind minions so Karma can't poke you. And try not to stand directly next to your Jinx. That way Karma can't Mantra Q both of you.
Oh, got it.
Okay, so it looks like your Lee Sin might actually be pathing bot. He did like a weird clear where he started bot side, went top, and now he's going to be pathing back bot. So your main goal right now is to stay alive and stay healthy. That way, when he hopefully comes bot, you guys can make a play for it. Also, okay, good. Runes aren't something that we actually went over, but we can go over that after the game.
Yeah, I started going minion. I think I mentioned it. I'm not sure if I did or not, but I started going minion dematerializer just specifically for these range matchups. But I like using it for everything.
Mhm.
He's gonna actually path mid right now.
He doesn't have any camps topside though, so he'll have to play bot. And then you might as well pop a potion right now, just in case.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Now, this way where it is right now, if you can try to, like, if you were to, you need to ping that they're roaming, by the way.
Yeah.
So next time, if they back off like that, you can walk up and try to catch that wave a little bit early, because if you can keep it in this spot, it's really good for you.
Yep, that is true. So pretty much I should never be taking a fight until Lee comes around here. There's really no opportunity to win this.
Unfortunately, this probably isn't the best bot lane to coach, you know, just because it's a Jinx lane. But one thing I will say, like, Karma walked up a lot there, practically in range for your combo and wasted her Q. In a situation like that, you can look. If she puts herself in range for a combo, you could look. You could actually W Karma here. Yep. Perfect. And then stun the Draven and then walk out.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, she took quite a bit of damage. Just trying to get in front of it.
That's okay. So
Well,
Lee Sin won't
shake
be
up.
here anytime soon. Jinx does have a potion. So one thing I will say, and I think you did this here, but again, you can get a longer CC combo instead of just doing WQ if you knock them into the wall and then
Into the
use
wall.
Q. Yep.
Correct. Yeah, that's what I did there. I waited a little bit.
Okay. So just back up, respect that a little bit. You guys are gonna hang all the way back, collect whatever you can of this wave, and then recall unless Lee Sin comes. Even if Lee comes though, I don't know if you guys necessarily win this.
No, it's gonna be kind of tight. She's gonna get hit by that too.
Yeah, so you just want to stand in front of Jinx here so that she can feel comfortable walking up a little bit. It's okay if you take some damage as well, since you guys plan on recalling.
Yeah.
I would honestly ping him back. I don't think you guys win this.
I think.
If you think so, you can. Good
Showing
play.
support for this guy and you at
They're staying a little
Nasteey.
too far forward.
Looking to try
Yeah,
out
that's a
that
good combo.
coaching we talked about soon. Liking the new coaching format, brother.
CJ, welcome back to the Nasteey Nation for 15 months. I
But just
appreciate
for the guy in the chat, I
the words of
probably
advice,
should've
dude.
played Zillion.
You need to push this wave, by the way.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm thinking.
You probably need to ping. If he doesn't
know,
with you, then you just have to let it go. So that's something
he's
to
not
keep in
fun.
mind later is in order to control the wave. You just run out here. In order to like control the wave, because you're support and you can't push it as much.
I needed to tell him to stop
Yeah,
that
just,
recall, but
just spam ping.
honestly, it might have
also,
been a good idea because Shaco came right down. She might have died.
Yeah. I think you guys are fine there if you guys push that.
Now, do you recommend I just get a ruby crystal here, or wait a little bit for the 40 gold for the Mobies?
At this point, just wait. But next time we'll try to be a little bit quicker. I think like ruby crystal and 2 control words would be pretty good here. And then the way we're gonna path is we're gonna path towards the river.
Towards the river, okay.
And then I will say, just like overall, good job calling me off there, because you know I'm scared of that play. It's probably not a play I would have made, but that's a good job of knowing your limitations.
I also think that in this elo, which I'm not trying to sound cocky by any means, but in this elo, I don't think people are as smart. I'm trying to get out of this because I know I'm not the best player in the world, but I know that I am.
But you can look
better.
mid. You can look mid.
Yeah. I'm trying to. Oh, they're actually peeking out here.
Just ping that you're on your way. Yep.
Yep.
And there's the box in that
she's-
bush. Something to keep in mind.
She is. I'm not gonna make it. I will make it.
Nice, beautiful. And then mid is fine. Honestly, just recall here. Because it's going to take you about the same amount of time to run from mid to bot
back,
here.
Yeah.
And you can at least cash in your
get it.
400. Yeah, so...
Now the question is, Ruby Crystal or Pink Ward? Because I'm not going to have enough for both.
If you can get a pink ward in your buy somehow, that'd be good. I don't know.
I won't be
That's
able
fine.
to. And she died under tower.
Yeah, that's not really in your control. But yeah, especially since you're playing Alistar and you're in a losing lane, you're already a roaming champion, but there's not a whole lot you can do bot lane, so you're trying to impact the lane elsewhere. So that's a route you should always take. I will say one thing you could do differently is you went all the way around. You could just go through that bush to mid lane next time, and you might have got to that fight a little bit quicker.
Gotcha.
So here you want to try to figure out if they recalled, and I think they did. So just hard shove this wave. You can just
Ooh, they
like
have this double warded here actually.
yeah. So they got a kill. They're most likely going to recall. So you just can combo that back wave, or just use your Q or something. You want to push this in super
Ooh,
quick.
wow, I took a lot of that CS.
I think you used relic on most of it, so that's fine. Here you don't have any wards. Ideally, this would have been a good time to like go to their bot side jungle and drop some vision.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And then, do you have lens on purpose or an accident this game?
On purpose. Typically on the first back, I go and get it. Is that a bad move?
So I would recommend not getting lens until you complete your support quest.
Okay.
Because you need
That
wards
makes sense.
like very badly for ganks or
Gotcha.
for deep vision. Again, pushing that wave in and then letting Jinx hit tower while you walked and got deep vision would have been really good. You can also here, I think pinging and letting your jungler know that you can make a play here would be good. You can also check River for control ward in that bush right now.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Jaco.
Yep.
Good fight.
He's gonna.
Nice. Okay.
Mm,
Bots pushing. I think you guys just do dragon here. So even though your lead is taking blue. Oh wait,
nah,
dragon's
it's got
gone.
got
Okay.
a minute left. Yeah.
Okay.
I wish I had my wards right now, but I do
Yeah,
not.
that's fine. You guys could dive bot here actually. Mid is missing,
I guess
but
not.
if you guys coordinate it, it's fine.
Yeah, I've got my ult too, so this should
Mhm.
be pretty clear as long as they're paying attention.
So what? You need to rotate back actually. The only problem with this dive here
Where's she
is you guys were a little slow to it, and you guys don't have eyes on Katarina, so this is what happens.
It's valid. Ooh, she whiffed it.
There's not gonna be a fight there anymore. You guys can just go bot. But yeah, so a play like that, if you guys are gonna dive, it has to be really quick. And that's just to not allow them any time to react, set up, or send other people down. I think Karma's coming down, so be a little careful right now.
Yep. Yep.
You don't know where Katarina is still.
No, I do not. We just gotta stay a little bit back.
Yeah.
That's good that Lee at least lived from that.
Yeah, so especially as somebody who likes to roam and make a lot of plays for your team, you need to also learn to like kind of shot call a little bit, and doing so with your ping. So either pinging your team away from that dive because it looked like you actually blast coned or hex flashed out, right? So it wasn't.
Yeah,
You didn't
I
wanna
was
do it?
initially hex flashing because I thought Karma was gonna go into that bush, but she chose not to.
Hmm.
Yeah, this is actually perfect here.
Yeah, you want to go on this early though because they might try to back out after the wave crashes. Nice.
I'm just gonna keep getting them out.
Make sure you give this kill over, but you still stun.
Wow, she took way too much damage.
Okay.
A little unfortunate.
Yeah, Lee Sin actually dipped there, so that's kind of on him. You leave that wave there because that'll push.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it because it's gonna crash.
And then I might. I don't think this is a good dragon call from your team. It's not something that I think you should be part of because you might just give yourself.
I have
away.
my ult.
You do have
still.
ulti, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I do here. No, it's not
I
looking
think it's a
good.
lost fight already. I don't
Yeah,
think that
it's
should ever
already
be a
lost.
play that's made.
Yeah.
So another thing I will say is when you are championing like Alistar and you're really good at catching out high priority targets, you need to make sure you're tracking when their flash is up. Because if you can get onto them without having to fear of them flashing away, it's really good for you. And I've noticed both of a couple of your engages so far this game have been relying on your flash. I think you want to rely on your flash to catch the enemy off guard if they have flash, because you don't want to let them have any time to react. But if you
Gotcha.
are afraid of Draven maybe canceling your jump, you can go in this. That's fine. Nice.
I'm not gonna have the speed.
That's okay.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
it's alright. We got enough out of it.
And then in a situation like this in the future, if Syndra needed to recall, for example, you would want to stick around and help her push that wave.
Yep, there's Shaker right there. Can't come around. Jinx is.
You could have
definitely
hex slash
coming
over here.
out. Yeah, that's actually what I was thinking just now.
That's okay.
Oh, she is so low. I'm just gonna.
But yeah, so if you know that the enemy doesn't have flash and you think you can get on them without using your flash, it'd be really good.
The thing is with Draven, he's just gonna E my combo.
Yeah,
which
that's
is
what
why-
I'm saying. So it's not just like the flash, but if you think he's capable of canceling your combo, that's another thing. I think right there it might have been doable because you were actually using your combo from the bush.
This guy's taking too much.
Okay. I think this is actually a fight you could potentially take. Maybe take a look at Tab and see what Jinx's items are. See if it's maybe fightable.
Oh, he's gonna see me over there. They got this pinked.
Take a look at Tab real quick. So, okay, Draven has a full item. I was gonna say maybe Jinx came back from base and you guys are close in items, or maybe, you know, maybe it was fightable, but in that situation, probably not. Yeah, so let's go get some D-Vision real quick. Maybe push out this wave, and then if Jinx wants to hit tower on her own, she can. Good combo. Push that out fast. We clear this, and now we go get some vision. You don't want to go too deep here because you don't have eyes. Maybe in this bush coming up here, and then you can keep walking towards mid. And you have eyes on Shaco. You can go up into their, yeah, and get another one down here in that
Right
bush.
here?
Yep.
Let's see how they're doing down here.
I think that's too far for you to get to. Probably just need to go bot so your
Yep.
ADC doesn't die.
Oh,
And then does Gragas have TP by chance?
he does.
Okay, so maybe TP play possible at some point.
This
I have to
didn't
ult
work out
early here.
well.
Yep.
Yep.
You do have a TP coming in, but it's really far.
It
So
does.
play with it.
Yeah, it's very far. I'm just gonna like kind of stay back. Let
Yep.
them think I'm. I don't have enough mana for this.
Nice, good play. Dodge a Q.
Oh, I
Nice
tried
try,
to
nice
dodge
try.
it back.
That's okay.
Yeah. What?
Draven
got
did
another
die?
kill?
Oh, he did die.
Draven.
His eye just went
He
off
did
after.
die, but he somehow got the Syndra.
Yeah, so the only thing there is you comboed the Karma because you didn't see Draven. You just have to kind of expect that he's there is the only thing. And also, even if you do combo, you guys still aren't really in a position to fight, and I don't think Jinx has the damage to follow up on that.
Yeah, she doesn't. Ooh, let's see. Miracle.
I
Oh,
think he's going to be dead by the time, yeah.
I sure was gonna hit it though.
Okay, we're still in a good spot. Go ahead and hit tap for me again. I think priority targets are just going to be Katarina and Draven, which seems pretty
Yeah.
straightforward. I would drop your control word here, by the way.
In this bush?
Yeah. So you either drop your control word there or in the bush just further in the river, that pixel brush, depending on the state of the game. So if you're kind of behind a little bit, you want to place your control word a little bit further back, and then if you're ahead in the game, you could afford to push it up more. And then also just a rule of thumb is every time you drop a control word, you want a regular word on the other side of it. That way you have vision of the enemy when they come before they get to your control word, and that way it allows you time to get to it.
Gotcha.
So Dragon coming up. Your guys' main priority here is going to be river vision and pushing up mid. So you probably need to go escort your Syndra mid and make sure that wave is pushed, unless Dragon's going to be up too soon. No, there's still some time on it. So you guys need to push mid. You guys need to push mid. So even if you can't push it, escorting somebody to push mid, or just pinging somebody to push mid would be good. But right now, because they push mid, they're able to walk into your guys' jungle, and you guys don't have control here.
Yeah.
You guys need to find a way to get to this together. So right now, you're without your team. So if they're going through that way, then you also have to go through that way.
I gotta focus on.
Arena here. Also, another thing you can do is pinging your combo when it's down. Like, of course, here you got the one combo, and then you know,
That's
everybody
Yeah.
disengaged. But in the future, if you're like in the middle of a you know, big team fight and you're gonna get another combo off, pinging that so your team knows when you can be useful again, would be really important. Overall, that fight went pretty good, mainly because Draven got picked. But a couple things to keep in mind again is before a dragon fight, controlling river vision by pushing out mid first.
Gotcha.
And you also don't have your ulti here, so you gotta be careful.
Yeah, I expect to die on this, but I thought she'd do a little bit more damage. But she did not. She's behind. I should have realized she's a little bit further behind than I'd like.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a fight you guys take. Especially because I think Syndra was your other teammate, and she's 1-5 at the moment.
Yeah. Now, what's your thoughts on the Knight's Vow or Zeke's Convergence first?
Always Zeke's. I don't think Knight's Vow is too good this season.
Yeah. Okay, they're gonna pick that up. Around mid.
You guys also need to crack this mid tower, so playing more
Yeah.
around mid and keeping mid pushed in before you do other stuff. Mid is where the entire game revolves around, so you need to make sure that you guys are prioritizing mid. Especially that last fight, as I mentioned, it kind of worked because Draven got picked. But you guys should have been prioritizing pushing mid and then getting vision together.
Gotcha.
So something like you're doing right here, where you're kind of mid with your Syndra, it allows her to hit the wave, potentially. Of course, she's not. She's backing off and recalling. But something like this is what you could have done last time, where it prevents someone like Katarina from walking up and just shoving in a wave on her own.
Ooh, I don't want my... One of the things I don't like about this item is that my burn will sometimes take a stack from the little minions when
Yeah.
I'm trying to hit the big minion, and that's very annoying.
It's not the worst thing in the world. You get gold slower, but the gold cap's the same. So you'll get the same amount of gold sooner rather than later. Later rather than sooner.
So now I'm just kind of fumbling around, not really knowing where to go. Should I maybe...
So prio right now is probably through Rift Herald or just sitting with your Jinx. So right now you're controlling vision bot side where there isn't really any fights here. So pushing mid, I don't think the play on Jax is one that needs to be made. I think pushing mid and then roaming top side for a Rift because that's the next neutral objective, or getting deep vision, or just trying to get this mid tower in general.
Gotcha. They're going for a play bot here, and they're going to get it.
Yeah, so that's good. So you guys got to win. They're going to try to force elsewhere, so you just need
Yeah.
to chill for now.
They were looking. Shaco's showing here. If she can hit a juicy stun, I'm still a little concerned because I don't know where...
Yeah, you also have to keep in mind this is the same 3 members you had last time, right? So you don't fight this.
Yeah.
Your Syndra and your Jinx are the 2 players that are not in this game.
Yep.
You guys got to win bot side. Gragas is pushing for free. This is good. Sitting under tower, waiting for them to push to you. They have nothing to do other than push waves right now or answer Gragas. So this is good.
I did not mean to take all that CS.
Is there anything you could buy right now? Yeah, I think this is a good recall. Not just to spend your 700 gold, but also just to get some more wards.
Yeah.
So it seems like you have 4 mid right now, and Gragas could also rotate. You see Jax's bot, Draven's mid. So this is going to be your guys' chance to do the standard NA ARAM, and you guys can just get this tower, which opens up the entire game.
We should win this too. They're really out of... Oh, I did not expect her to go into that.
That's okay. You just need to play this slow. You guys are kind of forcing. It works. Okay, again, you guys don't need to do anything too crazy. It's a 4v5. If they try to fight, you guys will just straight up win.
Yep. That's good. Oh, he used this crazy shit.
Yeah, so just focus on tower here. Put yourself in a position to
run him out.
hit the tower. That's it.
Yeah, probably should have chem tanked, but don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. That little thing is really messing up our wave.
Yeah, you guys all have a big wave here, so what you should do now is try to back out with your team. So see how you're backing out a little early? And they... So what happens when you back out early like that is it allows them to have space to walk up and hit Lee Sin there. Whereas if you're with your Lee Sin still, they aren't going to feel as comfortable walking up.
Gotcha.
So Dragon's in less than a minute. We want to drop some wards here. That's a decent ward. Maybe one on the other side, the same bush that we talked about earlier. If you can't, that's fine. Pixel ward is fine here, which is that small dot right there. That word is also fine. And then there is a little bit more time if you want to get a recall off here. If not, you can go to this fight.
Jones and Mitch. Oh, he was trying low insec. I don't think it's a good idea.
Okay, so now we're just waiting for your team. Jinx is actually on a recall here 20 seconds before Dragon, which is pretty bad. You guys also don't have mid-prio right now, and you guys are also coming from different directions.
Yeah, and I'm taking a bit of poke. This is kind of dangerous.
But this is a low elo game. I don't imagine they'll punish you guys for this, but they should just use their mid-prio.
Here.
Okay, good fight. Good combo.
I don't know how we turned that a bit, but...
They kind of all stacked, which made it really easy for you and Gragas to get in on them. Still, I think it's kind of hard for me to nitpick things when things are going well for you, right? You guys should get that. And then if Shaco ever goes and vis near you, you know to just use your lens, right?
Yep, I didn't
Okay.
even see him come around.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, it's kind of hard to nitpick things when things are going your way. But you guys typically want to try to set up vision beforehand. Also, pushing mid, you guys are kind of just in that example in that example, you guys kind of just sat around dragon for like the first 40 seconds before it spawned. And it's not the most proactive use of time. So setting up wards was good, but after that, you kind of just sat there. If you are gonna recall, you can get a recall in and then come back with Mobies. Or pushing out mid is really big because what they could have done there is if they choose not to fight the dragon and they just go mid, they're gonna get 2 towers out of it. And yeah, you guys might get the dragon, but they'll get 2 towers.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. That's a little too greedy. Well, Lee Sin's pretty big, but definitely don't want to make that play.
So you guys did crack that mid tower in the previous fight, right? So you guys have
Yep.
a much more open map now, and now your goal is to keep a mid pushed, keep top push, and play around vision here. So you can put your control ward in the Baron pit if you'd like, and then we're gonna try to get some deep vision once you have knowledge of where the enemy team is. You don't need to do it now because you don't know where anybody is, but like let's say some people show bot or mid, you can then walk up and get some vision. Or if you can get your jungler to go with you too, that also works.
They have no wards here. I'm kind of curious when they're gonna.
You could probably walk into the jungle here,
Yeah.
or chem tank
She
on that if
used
you
her
think it's
shit.
free.
She's gonna get.
I think you guys should do Baron here.
Yeah, I agree. We gotta watch for Shaco, but I got my pink, so we should be fine.
Now you guys have to commit though, so if your team doesn't
They're
do it,
not
you can't
coming.
do
They're,
it.
they're not gonna
Okay,
commit.
let's get some deep vision then. So walk up to the Raptor camp. That bush right there is a good ward. Then you're gonna walk up towards red, and then that bush up there is gonna be a good ward too. That's really good deep vision, and it gives you all the information you could possibly need. Shaco isn't here, so you guys should push this. And if you can find a fight, it's a good time to do it. Gragas is also wrapping around. You're tanking, which is fine. Good job. That's a good fight.
Syndra's kind of deep.
Yeah, so I think Baron is fine, but if your team doesn't commit, you have to go on this. And then once you see Shaco still top, you guys are free to engage there. So that's really good.
Oh, the E1's still going. Yeah, we keep going here. Oh, I goofed on that.
So the thing there is, it seems like you're kind of just playing, what's the word I'm looking for? Playing on autopilot, where your standard combo is WQ, but if you're in melee range and you just need to CC as fast as possible, you just press key there, right?
Yeah, I had a feeling she was going to do that too, but I guess I stepped a little bit too far forward. Didn't think my Q was going to land on it, but I did recognize that she was going to do it, but I stepped just a little. I think I stepped away. At least that's what I think I did. So I felt like I had to do the WQ, and I didn't expect the person to get popped the way they did that fast. I know Katarina's pretty big here with the AD build, which people were loving that build.
Yeah, so you say you've pretty much one tricking Alistar, so this is probably information you already know. But it is good to use Q first and then W sometimes if you're already in melee range. It's just a little bit quicker. And then you could also use your W for the sake of knocking somebody away, which if you combo like a typical combo, you don't get to can't knock them away, you can only knock them up, right? So
Yeah,
if you layer it with Q first and then knocking people away, it could benefit you in a different way. Also,
Yeah,
vision. Oh, go for it.
Yeah, sorry. The initial plan with that was to. I figured I was a little bit further away, so I was going to W out of her ultimate, but she did so much damage and killed so much of our team that I kind of screwed it up there. But yeah, I recognized that she was going to do that. I just was not in the right position.
Yeah, that's okay though. I mean, you guys are still in a really good position. What I will say though is you walked topside and got a lot of vision on Baron, right? But since your main objective is Dragon right now, I would have liked to see you maybe drop one regular ward, on Baron, and then use your control ward and all your other vision on Dragon. Now, don't waste too much on Karma. That's good.
They got a pick. They got a nice
And now you guys get this for free, and then you guys have a big wave bot. You guys could potentially go there, or they might clear it. If they clear it, then you guys just walk mid afterwards.
There's Shaco. I'm just going to zone him out.
Yep, that's perfect. Lens here.
He made it over in time.
You have eyes on him?
Yep.
Your team's not quite there yet, by the way, so even if you were to go in here, you wouldn't have follow-up.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pop that. Ooh, let's not talk about that.
That's okay. You're out of this fight, by the way. You don't want to be in that at all. Yeah, you just recall. Yeah, that's okay. Your main goal there is just to zone, so that's why the flash is bad, is because flash is supposed to be for big setups, right? And your team's just trying to take dragon there. So even if you don't get feared or anything there, it still probably won't result in a kill or anything.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you guys could just do Baron here. But again, going back to what I was saying earlier, you want to get maybe one ward on Baron just so you have a vision if they try to sneak it or something. But since Dragon is coming up and that's more than likely going to be the play, you just use the rest of your vision there. You guys could also kill Jax first if you wanted to.
So they really don't want to do this Baron for some
reason.
Yeah,
so you can just go top then.
Yeah, he is way out of...
Yeah, go behind him.
I should be able to make it. Is he still running it down?
Could be. Could be in the bush.
Could be in that bush. I
don't know where he went either. Yeah, you guys...
Oh, wow, we did miss him. Yeah, we didn't path it right. Yeah. I don't know why he does... He's just...
You can follow. Fine, he's smited. Okay, so we're kind of chilling right now because we don't have Lee Sin, we don't know where they are, and then your Syndra's also on a recall.
Oh shit, what am I doing actually? I didn't put my shit on her. That's probably pretty important.
Should I roam this much if I'm playing a peel or poke support? Probably not as much. The vision is something that you'll probably want to do the same of. It's just you can't go as
What do you recommend for the next item?
I think you can go Knight's Vow at this point. I think Zeke's is just higher prio.
Gotcha. Yeah, typically I always go Zeke's first. I wasn't, maybe a misunderstanding a little bit here, but wasn't back in the day Knight's Vow used to heal you based on damage that your AD carry had done?
Yes.
I thought that Knight's Vow used to heal, and I saw that the other day. I actually thought it still did. Oh no, so that's just obvious that was going to happen. Wow, he lived.
Again, this is another time to do Baron. There's no jungler this time. I believe what Knight's Vow used to do is you would take some damage on behalf of your ADC, and they would...
It's still the same way. Yeah, it's still the same thing, but...
But they don't heal.
But they don't heal anymore. That's the one thing I noticed on it, and I didn't remember anything about that patch.
So what I want you to do here is Hex Flash on the other side of the wall, because your goal here is to zone. And if you die, you die. You don't actually need to go on them. You just sit in this bush. Yep, perfect. So you don't actually need to really do that here because it was a 5v3 and they don't have their jungler. But I wanted you to do that to get into a habit of doing it. So sitting in that bush is where you should be, and then you just hit anybody away that you can. Armor's behind you, but that's fine. Combo.
Got the stun, it's not going to matter.
And don't ignite there, perfect.
Yeah, not going to go any further, yeah.
You run mid here. If you guys can catch that wave, it's good. You guys don't have a top wave, unfortunately. So yeah, after you guys probably should have caught that mid wave because you don't have waves anywhere else. What you can do though is Syndra's going to pick up another mid wave, and as Gragas is pushing bot, you guys will just push mid. The only coach for support, I can coach other roles. Support is just my main role, so I can help most here. So you can find a combo here if any of them walk up. It's a 5v3, so they shouldn't. Ideally, you guys just want to finish this wave, get inhib, and walk bot. You don't need to keep pushing that wave. You just walk bot.
We just hang tight right here. It's going to push right into us. Don't overcommit.
Your guys' macro with minion waves has actually been pretty good. It's just the dragon fights have been bad. And you guys can stick around if you're feeling cocky. All you guys got to do is win one more fight, and you guys are up a lot, so this isn't the worst.
Yeah, we have...
Just keep an eye out for Cat going all in, and keep an eye out for Draven Axe.
That's why I'm hanging tight on my combo right now, because I'm pretty much the one person that's going to be able to deal with her.
Yep.
What? My Q didn't hit the Jax there?
You guys really just need tower here, though, and then it's GG.
It's over. Let's place all the wards for ward score.
All right, GG.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Well, let's see. I think that's going to keep me in gold 3 still, which is a shame. But it started me off at like silver 2. So
I mean, that is
it always gives you a lot. But this is because I didn't finish high plat like the previous season. So, and I didn't play any ranked last season. So, of course, it's going to bring me down to silver.
yeah. I mean, that is a really solid game though. It's kind of hard to coach something when things go that well. But let's see. We've been doing this for about 40 minutes, so we'll take the next 20 minutes or so. And we'll do a little bit of a VOD review and kind of just highlight any key moments that we see.
Gotcha. Perfect. That
And
sounds
then,
good. Let me go. Will you go back into the game on your stream, or do you want me to?
Oh no, I'll go into it on my screen. That way I can hop around. Whatnot.
Perfect.
Oh no.
Is
Okay,
it
match
still doing the match
history.
history thing?
Yeah.
Oh man, why is it still doing that? It's been like that for the past like week and a half. It feels like now.
Okay. Well,
Looks
in
like
that case,
I'll
you might
do
have
it
to.
then.
Yeah, you might have to do it.
Yep. All good.
All right, so we have 19 more minutes of this coaching session, and then I'll jump back into some solo queue. Anybody who's still sticking around, I appreciate you guys being
Just
here.
let me know when you want me to fast forward or where you want me to head to, and
Hope you guys
get
enjoy this
there.
kind of content. Yeah, so I think the first thing to look at will just be the start of the lane phase, because we take a big chunk of damage right at the beginning. I will say though, just as far as your game plan this game, everything went really well, right? The game plan was to chill, wait for them to overextend, or wait for somebody to come, whether that be a top laner TPing or your jungler. Yeah, just kind of chilling and waiting for the right moments to go in. So, good job on that. Let's go back 15 seconds and then we'll watch this slowly.
Yeah, I think I never should have walked up to melee that minion at this point. They were pushing the wave too quickly.
Mhm.
I think when I was listening to you, I think that maybe threw me off a little bit. I'm not going to lie. Nothing wrong with that at all, but I think we were talking about hitting the minions on the first wave, and then I was like, you know what? That was probably not the right decision. You said you don't have to do that every time, and I was like,
Yeah. So
well,
you
crap,
can
I'm
go ahead
gonna
and
do it
pause it
now.
here so we don't, see anything else that we want to talk about and then forget where we were. So the pause button will.
I was just going to put it back here. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so it is a learning experience because I'm trying to learn how to do, live coaching, which is a little bit different because I can't tell you exactly what I want you to do in the. Oh wait, I got a sneeze coming. Maybe not.
Sorry.
Okay, it went away. We're good. So live coaching, I can't always tell you exactly what I want to do at the time that it's happening, but that's why the VOD review afterwards is something that we can go over. So what I'm trying to say here is when you're playing a melee support against a ranged support, they should never allow you the chance to walk up to the wave. And
Okay.
Alistar is actually arguably the worst level 1 support in the game. There's really nothing that you can do. So if you can auto a wave, the time that that's going to come is going to be the first wave. Because ideally you're looking to auto 2 out of the 3 melee minions on the second wave. That's almost impossible to do against a ranged support, so sometimes you can get lucky by hitting the first wave right when you get to lane. The unfortunate part that happens here is you guys actually get to lane a little bit later. I can't see your screen for some reason, it just went black.
I was about to say I see that I went black too. Let me turn it back on.
Okay.
I think because I alt tabbed, maybe that caused some issue.
Okay, maybe.
It's still maybe because I need to be on the other. Let's see what's happening here. It's still black when I do that.
That's good now.
Oh, it is good. Okay.
Yeah. So what I was saying though is, you guys were a little bit late to lane here. I don't know if that's because the other team went leashless. I wasn't paying attention, or maybe you guys just gave like a really long leash. But either way, you guys get to lane late here. So they've already kind of started hitting the wave, and they're gonna be on your backline minions by the time that you're still hitting their frontline minions, which allows Karma to walk up and be an even bigger bully. Yeah. So you see here, Karma
Shaky's
doesn't
trying
have
to
any
grab
melee
me.
minions left, so she can walk all the way up here, and that's why it's really bad.
Yep.
So don't look at this and be like, okay, I can never walk up ever again, because you can, but if they get to lane before you like that, it could be pretty bad.
Yep, and I should have recognized that when they got to lane right away and the melee stat. I should have stepped back and just not hit those until at least they came to tower.
Hmm.
Yep. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, so we'll fast forward here. The next thing I'll say is, you know, you guys are just chilling in this lane anyways, so it's not the end of the world. You probably just waste some potions. I will say, though, like, if you pause here, so keeping an eye on your jungler and their path is really important. So if you remember, I pointed out, you want to keep in mind, like, what can I do based on my jungler? So you saw your jungler started red, but then pathed all the way top, cleared all of his top camps, and then pathed back bot. So you know there's nothing for him to take top lane. He has to play bot side on the map. That means either taking camps on his bot side jungle, the enemy bot side jungle, going mid or going bot. And if you think that there's potential for a gank, which if you look at your screen right now, they're actually pushing up. You guys are fairly healthy. I think this is a very gankable lane. So this is a point where I would call for a gank because it's doable for my jungler. A lot of people, when they want a gank, they just start asking for a gank without taking into consideration where their jungler is. And their jungler could be, you know, top side with no camps bot side. So it's really pointless for them to go bot, but if you ask for your jungler here, it's very reasonable.
Gotcha. Yep, this would have been reasonable to call. I think typically I'd ping it or type it out. But yes, I agree.
Okay. Yeah, so we can fast forward here. And then I think the next play that we could look at is going to be the bot lane gank. This is good. I remember you guys pinged that. And then Lee Sin eventually comes down, and this is a gank I did not recommend, and you actually pulled it off.
Yeah,
Maybe it just happens.
Yeah, okay, this was a mistake.
We could watch this.
Jeez.
Maybe the Lee Sin gank came later than I thought.
Yeah, I thought it did end up coming later than I thought too. I just hate when it, like, whenever you change or pause anything, it changes the camera. So I decided to go in here.
So you can pause real quick.
Yeah, I probably could have stuttered that.
So I think the combo is fine. The problem with this though is if you look at where your Jinx is. So even if you combo this, you don't have any immediate follow up, and that's the issue that I see with this play. And I'll actually take blame for this. I think I told you to do this combo, mainly because I wanted to see if you would do the combo properly, where you're not just doing a WQ, but also just Wing them into the wall, waiting that half a second or whatever it is, and then using your Q afterwards. So good combo, your Jinx just can't follow up. She uses like a W, and I think that goes wide. So overall, just no follow up here.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know how she missed that W, but okay.
And this is something that we also see later on in the game as well. It's you know, sometimes you're just you're not really considering if your team can follow up. You're just going in because you see an opportunity to go in. And I say that because I remember that flash where you, or the fight where you flashed in and then got feared, and you said, you know, let's not talk about that. And it's like, you know, yeah, the combo, you know, kind of got messed up, but at the same time, even if you land that combo, I don't know if it actually goes too well. So let's rewind. Let's watch this fight here. Yeah, so you actually called me off on this, and I think it's actually a good gank.
Yeah, he was just a little out of it.
And this is also good because you hit them all the way in tower range. So that's really good of you to Q flash there. I don't know if it was a flash Q or a Q flash. Q flash is getting faster.
It was a flash Q. I actually don't do Q flashes almost ever. I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't actually know that worked.
Yeah, Q flash is the same thing. It's just a little bit quicker. So it'll benefit you more the higher rank that you go. And then again, pushing in that wave would have been good. You mentioned Shaco came, so maybe it actually wouldn't have been good.
I wonder if she would have died. How low was she initially? She probably would have died.
Yeah,
I don't
maybe.
think we had enough. Yeah, if she didn't recall there. So it was probably a good decision on her part, but it kind of sucks that the wave got in a really bad spot.
So keeping in mind, you know, you always want to push in the wave if you can, but if the jungler is a threat and you don't know where the jungler is, and that's something to definitely keep in mind. So here we roam. And then I remember here, you don't really have to slow this down too much, but I would have liked to just see you go straight through there, especially because you knew it wasn't warded. When you're roaming like this, you want to be really efficient with your time. So even though, you know, you might want to wrap all the way around and then, like, knock them into your team, you're not trying to spend too much time away from bot lane. So just taking that roam and then going through the river bush and then making a play from there.
Initially when the play happened and I was running up through, so that's what I want to go back and look at real quick. So when I was running up through, my thought process was Katarina's going to go back to tower real quick. She just saw Lee Sin, and she's just gonna hug back there. Even
Mhm.
though I knew it wasn't warded, I was thinking, you know what, maybe I can come around for a play. I didn't realize at that point that Shaco was there, which is why you saw me stutter step and go back.
Mhm.
But yeah, I don't. Yeah, that was a tricky one. I was trying to get behind, thinking Lee Sin was gonna stay around, or maybe we could get a nice Syndra stun into a WQ.
Mhm. I will
But
say, if you think the thought process is she's going to be under tower, you probably just leave lane anyways. So I think you just go through bush there because you don't want to spend too much time away from bot lane. As you see here, if you leave your ADC too long, it's inevitable they just die.
yeah, I'm pretty sure she just died here too. They
Yeah.
went right underneath. Yeah. Yeah, wasn't much she could do about that.
The
Unless she
only
had
thing he
flash.
could have done is played closer to tower because by following the Karma, she allowed Karma to run out of tower range while also allowing her to get the tether off.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And then there is a play coming up some point here where I think Karma walks up, and I remember I mentioned, if she walks up like into your combo range, then you can punish her. But if you're the
I think
one
that
that's
was
having to
early
walk
on in
into
the
her,
game.
that was
Yeah,
earlier.
that might have been. Yeah, that might have been earlier. I'm pretty positive that happened earlier. But yes,
Okay.
I recall when it happened. And ooh, what happened here again?
Yeah, but so the way I think about that is like if you're in a losing lane, you don't really want to be the one to initiate. But if they're the ones that overextend and put themselves in a bad situation, then you can capitalize on it.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm just gonna find myself here. This is where I left, and
Oh, yeah,
I
so-
probably shouldn't have left here. I'm gonna go back to that because that was important.
I think you do leave here just because you guys are really indecisive. If you notice how long you guys, if you're gonna dive, you can't do blue buff first. You just
Yeah,
have
so
to dive.
My Hex Flash was happening there in the hopes that Karma was gonna step into that bush, and then when I realized she wasn't, I went back to lane, and then that happened
Mhm.
down here.
Yeah, so we can fast forward here. This is just kind of indecisiveness. You guys either have to do it right away or back out right away.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there's no in between. All right, and then here,
I had a bad combo coming up, I think. Actually, what was this one?
I think this is the
I think
combo
it
where
was
I said you
another
didn't need to
flash here.
flash. Yeah,
Yeah, let's see that, because
because you're in the bush, right?
but
he-
my
he did use
concern
his
is
axes,
that
yeah.
Draven. Yeah, he like most Dravens I play against, even in this elo, will go ahead and see. Look what happened here too. This might have actually saved Draven. I canceled an auto, I think. So look, I got my passive here. I got it, and my auto canceled.
Yeah.
And then I didn't expect it to cancel like that, and it kind of screwed everything up. So she might have lived had my auto not canceled.
Yeah, I would also say igniting earlier too, because you ignite.
Yeah.
Your ignite is a really low cooldown, by the way.
Yeah,
It's
that's
really,
one of the
really low.
things I learned when I started playing Alistar a bit more. I was being very conservative with my ultimate, not just my ignite, my ultimate. I was waiting till I got less than half health before I started using it, and that was a big that really helped my play a bit. When I
Yeah,
switched
a lot
over
of people like to
Prominent
use
early.
their ulti as Alistar as a way to break CC, but it's also good just to become tankier. So
Correct,
using it
yeah.
earlier. This
Oh,
was
we
a
can
good
connect.
roam. She gets out, but that's fine. We go bot lane here.
Could have
We
Hex
kind of
Slash,
get, yeah, it could have hex slash. That's fine though. You're sitting under tower here, which not with your team, which is not accomplishing a whole lot. But there's not anything you could do because your mid laner wasn't there. Your jungler's topside, so not the most efficient thing to do as a support. But there's not a whole lot. Here is when we mentioned, if you, oh, okay, this is when you actually did have wards.
Oh, that was the bad one I did there.
Yeah, that's just the combo where we're looking at what's the best case scenario here if you do land this combo. Maybe like if you look for Jinx's best case scenario, she probably lands a W. Worst case scenario, this happens, right? So
Yeah.
taking into consideration again, when can people follow up? If they can follow up, what's the best case scenario if I go in here? And then here
Yeah,
you're just
stay
out of
around.
mana. And then you don't need to actually even walk in for the ignite here. I would say this becomes really close, and you end up dying to the Q. I don't see any doubt that your team ever loses this fight because Gragas TP's in behind and they're already fully committed. I would probably just let them die at that point.
Yeah,
keep
Syndra still
running.
died to that, which is
Mhm.
interesting. But okay, let me fast forward this here.
Yeah, we're approaching the hour mark, pretty close here on the session, so we'll try to look for some key points to wrap
Yeah, no
things up
problem.
with.
We can work that part out there. Yeah, that was the mistake.
Yeah, so
when
that was just a team
got
fight
hit.
where you guys won, and then you were left with your Jinx and your Syndra, which weren't people who were doing too hot in the game. This is the part of the game where we're just, doing support stuff, controlling vision where we can, helping people shove out waves. This is really good, by the way, you sticking out with Syndra. And I wish you would have done this more before dragon fights, helping somebody go mid, just escorting them, and allowing them to push out the waves. I also want to know, you're a very patient player, which I really like. People try to make plays too often sometimes on support players. We can watch this fight. This is a good one. People try to make plays way too often, and it's more about, making quality plays rather than making a lot of plays. Especially when you're playing engaged supports, your abilities are on really high cooldowns, right? So you got to make it count. They bunch up here.
Yeah, I think I was like, okay, I gotta go in here. This seems too perfect. I popped the ult early. I only got one.
Yeah, so here actually I don't
pick.
think you ult early. I think you can combo first and then ult. And you might actually be able to catch more people here if you ult after. Especially because like if you go in and you ult, you're gonna pop or get rid of any CC that they put on you, right?
Yeah, and Draven dropped his E on me right as I ulted too. I'm not sure if I canceled out his E. I don't think that's how it works. With
I
my
don't think so
ultimate.
either, but I don't play enough Alistar to know for sure.
Yeah, I saw that guy really late. Fortunately, he missed smited by about like 20 health.
Yeah.
So it worked out. Let me fast forward here.
But the reason I say not using ulti soon there is because that split second where you're ulting actually slows you down and you can't get as good of a combo off.
Gotcha. Yeah, and that messed up maybe a possible 4-man WQ instead of a 1-man.
Yeah, so here you guys are just running around, finding picks on the map.
What do we do here again?
I think this is where Shaco's top and Gragas is bot, and
yeah,
he wraps
this is where
around.
I went to Hex Flash.
Yeah. This is good. I like this.
Yeah, he was a little late on his thing, and then I just tanked forever because I'm Alistar.
Yeah, this is really good. This was a really clean play. I like this a lot. You guys play this because Jax is dead, you see Shaco top. Guys have numbers advantage.
This is the mistake we should probably go over.
Oh yeah, so this here though, I mean, it is a little delayed. You did walk a little bit away from the Katarina. I don't know what that is. Her Q.
I think she dropped her Q. I want to see if like I was definitely in range. I could have just Q'd here. Oh, you know I was further out because she peeked behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there it's just a matter of using Q instead of WQ to get a faster combo off. Not the biggest deal in the world. It does suck that Cat gets a bunch of kills, but something to note for future.
I don't think looking at it, my Q would have actually done anything though. Like based off of where she landed here, because it's not in the center where the sword is. Watch where she's gonna land. My Q wouldn't have hit her right there.
Yeah, I think what you do here though is you just stand on top of it.
Yeah,
I don't think you need to.
Yeah, I should have queued right there when I walked back. I think I just wanted to get her out of her ult because she killed someone so quick. My thought process was I have to stop the ultimate right now before she continues doing all that damage because I'm the only one at that point with CC because Syndra died. So that's why I fucked up the WQ.
Yeah.
Sorry if I'm not allowed to curse.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Let me speed it up because we're probably running out of time. If not already.
Yeah, we got a couple more minutes. I think there's 1 or 2 more fights we can maybe look at. Vision control is pretty good here. We zone out for the dragon. This is, we can watch this real quick.
I don't remember what happened here.
This is just the flash play that we didn't really need to make. So we're just zoning, right? And you do have your Jinx here with you. But overall, your team's all on...
Yeah, I ended up taking more damage than I thought I was going to take.
Yeah, so even if you land a flash Q there, I don't see you
I don't think I could get behind. I don't think I could get behind or even live here. So yeah, I regretted it right after I did it.
That's okay. All right, we can fast forward again. I think there's probably one more fight before the game ends. You can fast forward past Baron because Baron is just a good job of zoning.
No one wanted to do Baron.
Oh, that's right. We don't do Baron here.
Yeah, Jax got out of that when we all thought we were collapsing on top of him.
I think you guys maybe get a pick and then do Baron. And then in the future, it's just a matter of standing on the other side of the wall. We start here, but then we hex flash over. Also, removing that blast cone, Karma removed it for you guys, but usually the enemy team will want to use that to their advantage. This is a good combo here to get on Karma. You guys don't get a Q, but that's fine. You also
I could have played that better because I could have pushed her over in that direction instead of into the wall. But she still had her flash. Where's my Alistar?
And then one thing I should absolutely note before we end is if you're looking to get better at Alistar, Alicopter is the person to go to for that.
Oh yeah, I watch all of his videos.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of his streams on Facebook. I don't know why people started transitioning over to Facebook.
Money.
But
That's why money.
is it really money? Do they pay him for partnership and more partnership over
they
donation?
just they pay them to stream on their platform. Just a flat
Just
fee.
a flat fee.
Yeah.
I did not realize that's what it was.
But yeah, that'll wrap things up. I hope you found this helpful. I
No,
also
absolutely.
I like this format where we watch the game and then do the VOD review after, because it also allows us to do like a little bit of a recap of all the important things.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the main difference is I am very vocal when it comes to at least playing with a duo. Very, very vocal. And I feel like only con about the live thing is sometimes you feel a lot of pressure. I mean, just having people watch it, I think that's the kind of the con of it. Like, it's not a huge deal to me by any means,
Mhm.
but I feel like I played a little differently because I knew I was being watched, and that's kind of the concern I feel about live. But no, yeah. But that's just my thought process on it. I just wanted to throw that out there. But I felt pretty good about it. Obviously, the game went pretty well. There
Yeah,
were
really
definitely
solid
quite a
game.
few mistakes. But yeah, I think live is definitely not for everybody, but I definitely liked it. I think that was a good idea. I think live is going to be better than reviewing the other game.
All right, yeah,
But yeah,
sweet.
appreciate your time, man. Good luck on your games, and yeah, I'll talk to you after this.
Yeah, and then always keep in touch. If you want to do another session, just go ahead and let me know.
Perfect. Sounds like a plan. Appreciate it.
All right, have a good one.
You too. Take care, man.